Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are keeping well today. Now, in my video, I'm going to be previewing Arsenal women's game, which is on tomorrow at 5:30. It's a later kickoff, thankfully. But I am going to be speaking about some injury updates, some positive news. I'm going to give you guys my lineup, my predictions. I thought I'd go live for this one so we can all have a little chit chat about Arsenal, the latest news, and happy to answer any questions about the women's team. And obviously, there has been some good news with some injury updates, and I have seen that there is going to be 45,000 fans at the game, so that is amazing to see that for the women's team, for the growth of the game. I'm really pleased about that. But as I said, today I'm going to go into detail about the injury updates because there's been a few bits of good news and I can't wait to get into this. And do let me know if you have any questions. In the meantime, I just want to obviously go through a bit about what Renee has said for her press conference, and we did hear some good news about that, so let me just get straight into this one. I'm just going to share my screen and then I'll obviously answer any questions you guys have for me. So, yeah, Renee did a press conference here, so hopefully you'll all see this okay. So here you can see I have just shared my screen. So ahead of the game tomorrow, so she was asked if Kathleen and Ford are available, if there's any other team updates, and she said Steph Kathleen and Caitlin Ford are available. I think I mentioned it before. Leah doesn't make it to this game. The other one is Cara Cooney Cross. She stayed in Australia to spend with her family, and respecting that. She went with us for this game, and she went with us for the rest of the season. So obviously, my thoughts are with Kyra, and again, it's not a surprise. It's probably the best thing for her to do, to spend that time with her mum. And as us fans, we totally respect that, and we totally understand that, and we, of course, do wish her well. So my thoughts are with Kyra. Obviously, it's great to see that Steph Catley is going to be back, and Ford will be back as well. I think we might rotate possibly for this game, and give other players a chance. And obviously that Chelsea game is going to be big, so I'm really happy Steph Catley will be back for that one because we're going to really need her. So obviously we know Kim Little signed a deal, which is amazing news, and she just spoke about that and saying that you can see her quality on the pitch. She makes things work. So if you look at her statistics, I don't think it shows what quality players bring. So I think that's a lot that Kim does under her radar. So I won't go into that too much, but obviously amazing news about Kim signing her deal. So she was asked, Rennie was asked on having extra momentum going into the game for our 10th win in a row against Chelsea. She goes, yes, every game in the game itself, we have to keep on doing what we're doing and fuel ourselves with the belief that we have, and all things that we're doing at the moment, they are contributing to our performances. And she also said about the tickets. So seems as though there's going to be 45 to 47,000 fans there, which is it's remarkable for women's football. We want to be seeing this, don't we? We want to be seeing this growth, especially in North London derby. So that is amazing to hear. And she says we'll be together with the supporters. We'll be shoulder to shoulder. So obviously talking on our form, we have been in really good form with our performances, and I feel like we're in a really good way at the moment. And she was asked about that, and she goes, we want to bring what we always want to bring, our basics, our foundation of who we are. We want to bring this every single game. Yes, there's something special about this game. We have to play to the occasion and use the occasion. I think it's a great point because I think this isn't just any ordinary game. This is a big game. We know as fans we love a North London derby, and I think this occasion definitely feels more special. And I know these players know exactly what this game means. I know Leah, unfortunately, won't be able to play in this one, but she knows exactly what this means, what this North London derby means. I think a lot of these players do as well. I just want to check if there's any more updates. I don't want to read out everything about. So yeah, obviously, we know about Kim Little. So this is a good one here. I'll read this one out and then I'll come back and do my predictions. But she was also asked on what kind of challenge you expected from Tottenham after a draw of them and defeat in pre-season. So she said, I think those two games were different games for personal. The way we play and the way we're in the season, both teams, they've posed us different questions in those two games so far. We'll see what we'll do about the Emirates playing in the North London Derby, what the strategy will be again. We have to plan for all of these scenarios and be good enough phases of the game. There's a couple of things we want to nail tomorrow, so that's what will be important. We'll have to focus on ourselves and we'll see how Tottenham comes out. Yeah, fair response there. We know, I think with Leah, it does look like she is going to be selling a new deal. So I have seen about that. So yeah. So I'll come back now. That is pretty much some things that Rennie was asked about. The game, all of that stuff. I will just close this down, come back to the chat. So yeah, it's obviously quite exciting to see that Steph, Catley, and Ford are going to be back. It definitely helps us out quite a bit. But obviously we do have that big game against Chelsea, which is the one we're looking at and excited for. Yeah, but that is pretty much what she said in her press conference. I will come now and answer any questions and talk about the game. Be up to LJ, who says, I don't know why people are surprised that Chloe Kelly is a shooter. That's it. That's the Everton version when she was at the primary shooter. Tales one at City, she was more of a create. Yeah, I mean, I watched her when she was at Everton and she did that. She scored quite a lot of those goals. And like you said, when at Man City, she did score a lot of goals like that. But again, as you mentioned, she was more of a creative player. So I do think with Chloe Kelly, she has that sort of different aspects of the game. I think it's really great that she is so technically gifted. I mean, the chances that she can create as well, the shots that she scores from again. Yeah, Chloe Kelly's on fire. We just need to see her keep doing what she's doing because she really is doing such an amazing job, and I think a lot of us are really enjoying watching her. So I want to go into the lineup. So we know Leah and obviously Kyra won't be available for this one. I do wonder if we're gonna go quite strong. I think we should. Um, I think it's a game and other than Derby, and also we do also have to be focusing on Wednesday. I think we play Chelsea, but for now we're gonna have to focus on this one. And yeah, to be about Leah, it's a bit frustrating, but if Leah could be back, that would be really good for us. So we're gonna have to see how we get on. Now with the goalkeeper, I would probably give Daphne Domslaw a chance in this game. It's really interesting to see how competitive it is with this goalkeeper situation. I think it's great. Bob's done a great job, but I would definitely like to see Dom slot in this one. I wouldn't be surprised if we rotated a bit, but yeah, I think left back I'd probably go with McCabe again. I'm not saying McCabe should play a full game, but McCabe is a very great player going forward. I know at times she does struggle defensively, but I feel like with McCabe, she's a very gifted player, so I feel like her set pieces. I mean, McCabe loves a Northland derby. She knows exactly what it means, so I feel like we definitely should give her a chance in this one. And yeah, start her. Would like to see that. Obviously, the centre back partnership, I would go back with Ruben Moy and Steph Catley. I think obviously Kadina's probably an option if you don't really have anyone else to play. I think Kadina did a decent job against Chelsea, but I think we know Steph Catley and Ruben Moy have built a really nice partnership together, and they're both doing a really great job. Right back, obviously, go with Fox. I do want us to be careful with minutes, so I feel like if we're doing fine, if we win this one quite comfortably, I think we should make changes because again, that Chelsea game is the one where we kind of do have to focus on a bit. It's going to be a really tough game that, so I think we have to make changes if we can. So the midfield is going to be really interesting. Obviously, Kyrie Cuddy Cross isn't going to be with us for the rest of the season, and obviously, I do hope she's okay and taking the time she needs. So, obviously, you look at the midfield options. Obviously, Pullover hasn't really been getting a lot of minutes, and I do think. I think that's understandable. I don't think Pullover is it's a real shame with Pullover. I've spoken about her many times on here and we've had many conversations and I feel like she's struggling. I feel like before her ACL, she was so good and then she sort of dropped off a bit. So I think Pullover, I would bring her on in the game a bit later on. I wouldn't really start her for this one. We have obviously been going with a midfield of Russo, Caldente, Little, and listen, that does work it has been working. I don't know if I would change it for this one, maybe put Marnham in there. Um, I do feel like we've got big games coming up, so I probably would change that a bit. So I'll probably change this up because we do have a big game against Chelsea. So I would actually go with Caldente, Little, and Marnham, and then up top I would obviously go with Kelly, Smith, Russo. Again, it's a strong lineup. I mean, I guess possibly you could put Russo in there, like Stelios up top. I just could play Samila Humberg as well. These are things. It's tough, isn't it? I just want to make sure a lot of these players are getting the minutes they deserve. You know, Domsel hasn't been in this team for a while, has she? And obviously, you do have to rotate at this stage. So I'm a little bit torn. And obviously you got Ford as well. It is so difficult. Let me read out your lineup here: 170. Gonna Daphne Fox, Lottery Moy, Steph, Katie, Kim, Mario, Russo, Kelly, Smith, Ford. Yeah, we could obviously go with. It depends what we do. You could go with Livy Smith up top and then have Kelly and Ford on the wing. I think whatever we do would be nice to make a couple of changes, wouldn't it? I mean, I'd be more than happy with your lineup. I think the back four we should keep it like that. Obviously, bringing Steph Catley, who's obviously had quite a busy time in Australia. But I think coming back, she fits into this team, and we really need her. Obviously, as well, it would be good to see Ford to get into this team. I don't know if you would bring on Ford. I don't know, but obviously my lineup would probably be Russo, Kelly Smith, but bring on Ford, I don't know. But again, Ford loves an North London derby, so it's going to be a bit of a headache for Rennie, but a good headache to have. Big up to Chalmer24 says, McCabe is just as technical as Little and Contente, but you need a clear plan to replace them as they get older, otherwise you'll really feel it during the transitional period. Yeah, I mean, I think we know, obviously, thankfully, Kim Little is staying with us for a little longer. But I think in the meantime, I feel like with McCabe, I think we all know McCabe's likely to leave Arsenal. Whether or not we agree with it, it's happening. So I feel like we've just got to get on with that now. And I think with McCabe, um, it's hard to replace certain players, as you mentioned. Like McCabe's a leader. She is a very passionate player. You can really see she gives it her everything. I feel like she wears her heart on her sleeve. She's just a player. Yeah, I think she's quite a rare player to have in the game these days. I feel like for us, it's a great quality to have for her, but I feel like it's going to be hard to replace a character like McCabe. And again, with Kim Little, you can't ever replace Kim Little, but you'll have to we'll have to find someone in the future that can put in a good shift and help us. But yeah, I do think that Cardente has done a lot better. Again, I do think it would be good to try and get Marnham into this game, to be honest with you, because again, you know, maybe rest Stina or Russo, you know, do something a little bit different. I mean, with my lineup, I'm still torn. I'm still quite unsure because with the attack, if you wanted to give Russo a rest, you know, you could go Olivia Smith, you could go um Kelly, Ford, you know, there's so many things we could do here. It's so difficult, but again, I would probably go with Marnham midfield to see how she does. I know Marnham does actually have a good record against Tottenham. Up top again, I did go with Russo, Kelly, Smith, but you could, you know, Beth Mead played the other day, so I think with Beth Mead, I'd probably bring her on off the bench. But obviously Smith didn't play too much, so I probably would start her in this one. But again, with the lineups, there's so much we could do, and I'm still so torn with the lineup. It's so difficult because we've got a lot of players coming back. Big up to Michael. Connor says Cardente and Russo need a rest. That's a fair point, because they've played a lot, haven't they, recently? But I do feel like we have to beat Tottenham, you know, for two reasons, because you never want to lose to Tottenham, but I also feel like we do need to win because obviously we need to make sure we do finish in that Champions League spot this season. So it's going to be a tough game. Big up to Roy Marsh says the Champions League games with Chelsea should have been played on the weekend to raise the profile of the women's game and to give more opportunities for people to attend. That's a good point because I know I did watch the United game, and the attendance there was like 7,000. I think it might have been Old Trafford, and to be honest with you, that isn't really great at all. I mean, 7,000 is a lot of people, but compared to the men's game, it's a lot more. I mean, we didn't do too bad actually at the Emirates. I think we got about 16,000 fans there, so that is quite good. But again, as you said, if it was on like a Saturday night, maybe you'd get 30,000, maybe you'd get a little bit more. So I think it's a great point because I suppose maybe people might not want to come out on an evening after work to watch it, but I think on the weekends people do have a lot more time and I guess would probably want to watch it. I mean, I think it'll be interesting to see actually how much what the attendance will be when we play Chelsea. I think as Arsenal, we generally do get quite high attendances in the WSL. We do quite good, but I know Chelsea struggle a little bit with that. I think of Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, they don't really get as much support as they probably should do because Chelsea, the women's team, do actually play good. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how it goes really for the growth of the game. But yeah, the weekends definitely do help. So I mean, listen, tomorrow's Saturday. It looks like it's going to be 47,000 fans there, 45,000 fans there. So that's another thing as well. I mean, as fans, we love a Northern derby, so we'll be watching as well. Big up to Michael says we can beat Tottenham with our second string of players that were free. Yeah, I think so. The only issue is just the midfield, I suppose. With the midfield, we are a little bit light in a way. I mean, you can put Plover in there, but I don't think she's done enough for me to start yet. And with Kim Little, we don't want her to get injured, so we don't want to overplay her. But it's a tough one. Imagine your club's average age sitting around 28, 29 years. Yeah, exactly. Um, United are more dangerous. Yeah, I mean, I think as well. I mean, United actually could come back in the second leg. I'm interested to see how the other teams are going to do in the second leg. I mean, listen, it's not over for us. I know we do have a bit of a gap there, we're 3-1 up, but anything can happen in football, and we have to be careful because Chelsea will want to bounce back for this. And we're away second leg, so I hope we can get the job done. But yeah, obviously, I have given you a lineup, but I'm still like a little bit undecided because obviously you could play Olivia Smith up top with Ford, Kelly. I would probably ease Ford back in and maybe bring one off the bench, but that is my lineup. My predictions. I think we'll win this one quite comfortably. Um, I think we'll win. I think we'll win 3-0. I mean, obviously we could win more than that, but it depends how we start off the game. To be honest with you, it really does depend on that. But yeah, I think we'll win as well quite comfortably. I think we're a lot better than Tottenham, and we just need to get that Champions League spot. But my prediction is 3-0. Do let me know what your prediction is. No way United are winning in Munich. Yeah, and I think it's probably likely they're not going to go through. I think to be honest with you, I did watch that game. I watched the second half mostly, and I didn't think both teams were particularly great. To be honest with you, I think that Bayern Munich, you know, I think if we played Bayern, we'd probably beat them. But I do actually think that Bayern Munich were just had better chances, were more clinical. Obviously, the third goal was amazing, but I think United are going to struggle away. I do think they will. It's not over, but I think it's a big ask, isn't it, to um, go away. United, right? Yeah, I think with United, it's going to be a big ask. To be honest with you, I personally don't think they're good. I don't think Mark Skinner's the guy for United women to win these big things. I just don't think he is. I think personally, as an outsider, I think he's probably taken them as far as he can. I don't think he's the guy, in my opinion. Unfortunately, it won't be. Obviously, I do live a few hours away from London, so I won't be able to go to the game. But I will try and get down to a game before the season ends. But I will be on here tomorrow for a watch along, so do join me here tomorrow night. I think it's at 5:30, isn't it? So you can join me here for the kickoff. I will be live on here for the game. Obviously, really excited. I love a North London derby. I think these players are going to be up for it. I think, to be honest with you, I do feel like a lot of these players have really done great to have this experience of playing against Tottenham. You know, we know players like Mead, Ford, McCabe, like the list goes on. They've played in these big games against Tottenham and they know how much it means to us, especially at the Emirates. It's a big occasion, so really excited. And of course, it's great to see how many fans are going. It's really amazing. Bayern have a relatively easy game and can afford heavy rotation, unlike United, who are dealing with a packed schedule, 4 games in 9 days. Yeah, it is a real. I think United. I think United don't they play Man City as well. I just want to double check, but yeah, their schedule is tough at the moment. Yeah, they play Man City tomorrow, and then Wednesday they play Bayern, and yeah, they've had quite a few busy games, haven't they? But yeah, United, it's not over for them, but I suppose if they drew and it was 2-2, it's quite an even contest for both teams. But I think if you're away at Bayern, I think the atmosphere it's going to be quite difficult, and I don't know if they can do it, but we'll have to see how they get on. I think that was their time to win on the first leg. Yes, do agree with you with that. Obviously, it'll be interesting to see with the Chelsea game. I personally am not sure Leah's going to be back for this game, which is a bit of a shame because we do really, we do really need, Leah back. But we have Steph Catley back, so that could be a really good confidence booster. I would start Steph Catley tomorrow. It would be great to see her back in the team as well. So yeah, I think to be honest with you, Chelsea are going to have some of their players back as well, so it's probably going to be a tougher game for both teams. If United beat City, to be honest with you, I don't really think we're going to win the league. I just don't think we can. I feel like obviously I do actually feel like we could um win the Champions League this season if we get past Chelsea. But I personally don't think that we will win the league. I think that's it done. I mean, I personally don't see Man City losing to United. I think Man City are much better than United at the moment. Again, it goes into a game. Sometimes form can go out the window when you do play in these big games. So I'm really interested to see how this game does actually go. But yeah, I think it's on the same. I just want to check what time that one's at because I might be able to watch that one. Just check because that'll be a really good game to watch. So that one is at 1:30. So I'll probably watch that before I do my watch along. Um, you can see how Paul Meyer was that game. She looked like she's starting to burn out from too many games. Yeah, I mean, I do actually rate her a lot. I think she is a great player, and I think she's a good captain for United. But I think again, when you do overplay players, they are going to get burnt out. They are going to get tired. So I feel like it is understandable. But I suppose in the Champions League, you can't afford to make any mistakes. And yeah, I mean, I would be surprised if they went through because I think Bayern on. I don't think Bayern are that great. I think they've got really great players. I think Harder's Stanway. I think they've got a really few quality players. But I feel like if they had us or if they had a tougher test, I don't think they'd win. Um, Madrid as well. Madrid lost to Barcelona. Wasn't surprised they lost because I do think Barcelona are a lot further than them. But to lose 6-2 is quite a tough one. I think again Madrid just aren't there really to win the Champions League, and they did get tough playing Barcelona, but to get past Barcelona was difficult. I mean, luckily we only had to do it in the final, but to do it over 2 legs, it can be quite difficult to be honest with you. But yeah, the Champions League is a tough one, especially when you've got other competitions to focus on. And that's why I need a big squad to have that squad depth and to be able to change things. So yeah, it's definitely been tough for a few teams, but obviously, hopefully, we'll go through. The Chelsea game won't be easy, but see if Steph Catley's back, and we'll feel a little bit better about that. And we've got a lot of players that are in form, which definitely helps us. So that's really good to hear as well. Let me know, guys, your score predictions. Like I said, I think I'm going to go 3-0. I think it will be quite a comfortable win for the team against the Emirates. So I feel like the team will be up for the occasion. There's going to be so many fans there, so it's lovely to see how much support will be there for the team as well. But I'm thinking a comfortable win from the team, and again maybe a bit of rotation. I would like to see definitely in goal for this one. I think it would be nice to see her play goal. We have seen Ball play a lot, which is fine. I'm not complaining because she's done pretty good, but I think it would be good to rotate a little bit in that area. So we'll have to see actually. how we get on. But obviously, I will be back tomorrow for a watch along. So anyone that does will join me for that. And if you guys have got any questions, do drop them in before I go in about 15 minutes time. I just need to quickly put my laptop on charge. So I'll be back in 2 minutes, but I'm back and I'll answer some questions when I'm back. Hey guys, thank you so much for waiting for me. But yeah, obviously, if you've got any predictions, do let me know. I would love to hear. AFC Josh says win 5-0. I love that. I mean, if we won 5-0, that'd be a dream. We can win 5-0. We've got the quality to do that. I just think I've got a feeling we'll see Chloe Kelly and Louis Smith get a goal, and obviously it would be great. I think it would be good to bring Beth Mead on. Beth Mead loves playing against Spurs. She has played in so many games against Tottenham, so I feel like this would be the perfect opportunity to do that. But yeah, I'd be interested to see what lineup Brennan is going to go for because we have had a fairly busy schedule. I think these players look okay actually because we have rotated. Obviously, we might see Samila Humberg start, give Emily Flex the rest. We could see Taylor Hines start as well. But I would definitely like to see us start McCabe. I think McCabe's going to be great in this game because I do feel like she knows what exactly these games means. So yeah, hopefully she'll start. And obviously, I would like Russo to start, but at the end of the day, she has played a lot, hasn't she? So I sort of do see it that way. So I feel like it's such a tough one, isn't it? Because you do want to rotate. You don't want these players to get burnt out, and obviously, if you're burnt out, you're not at your best, and it's a tough one, isn't it? Yeah. So 5-0, love that. Should Ford start? Um. I mean, if she started, I wouldn't be mad. I don't really know. Um, yeah, it's difficult, isn't it, really? It's a tough one. Obviously I wouldn't probably start her in my lineup, but again, I would probably bring her on. I feel like if you're winning quite comfortably, 60 minutes time would bring Ford on. I think Ford would definitely bring you the energy in the game because obviously I would like to see Smith and Kelly to continue their link up play together. So yeah, I would definitely bring Ford on. Again, if she started I wouldn't complain. But I feel like Kelly and I feel like Kelly Russo and Smith have done really great together. So of course, I would be open to it, but I'm not sure if I would start her. But if she's ready, then she should start. She knows. I feel like with Ford, I want her to get a lot of minutes against Chelsea because I feel like she could cause Chelsea a lot of problems. She's very fast player, and I feel like on the wing she would cause Chelsea problems. So it's really great to have her back in the team. Um, to Chalmer 24 says, if you're offered Geeka and had to sell Cooney, would you take that deal? Yeah, but I love Cooney Cross, and I feel like she is obviously going through a really sad time at the moment, and I can't wait for her to come back. I wouldn't want to sell Cooney Cross because I just feel like from what I saw from her this season, she just seemed like a very great player in midfield. I feel like she is a player, definitely for the future. So I wouldn't like to sell her ever, but obviously Kika would be a great addition to the team. Um, I don't know if I would take the deal, to be honest with you, because I do really love Cooney Cross. I think Cooney Cross, obviously this season took a bit of time for her to get in midfield, but when she got that chance, she did really great. And obviously next season, I'm hoping that we're going to see more of her. But I love Cooney Cross. I think she's a great player, and it's just a sad time for her. And I mean, she knows we're all supporting her anyway, but I don't know. I wouldn't really want to sell her, but I do think Kika would be someone good to add to this team. I think we're gonna have a big summer, whatever happens. I think we're gonna see a lot of players go. To be honest with you, um, and now what I was looking at as well with Kim Little signing her deal, a lot of people like is McCabe next. I feel like McCabe is definitely leaving. I think Leah might be signing a new deal actually, which will be great. It is tough, isn't it? I think Kika would be a great addition. Um, yeah, I think it's tough, isn't it? I think with Cooney Cross, I feel like she's been good this season, and I've really enjoyed watching her. But I feel like I need to see more of Cooney Cross, really. But I do think that, yeah, I think they're both great players, aren't they? Really. But yeah, great question. Actually, it's a tough one, really. Um, I do think though. I do think with Pilova, yeah, with her, it's another tough one, isn't it? Because fortunately, some people just aren't the footballer they were since you have a big injury like an ACL. So I'm intrigued to see if she will ever be back to the player she once was. Um, but I think Pilova's probably just going to be a player at the moment and will come on off the bench. But we have got a bit of depth at the moment, which is definitely good. I know Leah being out is obviously a bit of a blow, but obviously Ford Catley coming in is really, really good. Um, but yeah, Chelsea as well going to the game. They've had quite a few injuries, and Chelsea might be losing big players as well. So yeah, I'm really excited to see how that game's going to go. But for the Tottenham game, I think we should beat them quite comfortably. Obviously, look at the table at the moment. We do have 2 games in hand, which I think we have a great chance of winning. Tottenham are on 29 points. We're on 35, so I suppose if Tottenham win that, they closer the gap a bit. But I do think we need to just finish second, and I don't think we'll win the league. I think we just have to close that gap. If we can close that gap between Man City, that'd be great, wouldn't it? But I don't think we'll win the league. But I do think that at the start of the season, after the season we had, if you would have said to me, we've got a chance of finishing second, I'd have taken that any day, considering how poor we were. We were really struggling, we went through a real rough patch, didn't we? And we have completely turned it around, and I've really been impressed by how we've done. So, yeah, I feel like it's going to be interesting. How we do in these coming games, but I've been really impressed with how we've changed. We do seem to have a lot more confidence about us, which is really, really nice to see. I feel like we are a team that do. I think with this team, we can really see how much they believe in Rene, and obviously Rene is a big support for them as well. So it's nice to see the growth of the game and the growth of this team as well. Um, I do also think when Chloe Kelly and Leah Williamson are in this team, we are a much better team. So I feel like all these players are a big part of playing where we are in the league. AFC says forward Arsenal. Love your prediction. Do let me know your prediction, guys. Yeah, and listen, I don't mind us not getting a clean sheet, just get the win. We have to beat Tottenham. Be great to beat them quite convincingly, wouldn't it? Be great to thrash them, and be lovely to see that the Emirates for the fans as well. But I think as well, what I do love about this kickoff time is that the time is quite convenient for fans, because a lot of our kickoffs have been at 12, and that's a little bit inconvenient. So I think this time really suits us and fans that are going. Um, because obviously if it's at 12, it's kind of hard. You have to get up early, and especially fans that don't live in England, it's quite difficult. So yeah, I feel like we have to just get behind the team and see how we get on. But I think this team knows how big this game is. So yeah, um, really happy with obviously how we're doing at the moment. But yeah, if you guys have got any questions, do send them in. I'll probably end this in about 5 minutes time. I do have a little bit of a cold, but I did want to come on here today to give you guys my preview, my predictions, my lineup. And I'm pretty confident about getting a win. I know we've had a few more draws actually against Tottenham recently. We have won quite a few times actually. I'll have a look at our record while I'm chatting with you guys. But I feel like we should get this job done. Yeah, we have actually got quite a good record against them. I feel like we do generally do well. So obviously, you look back to 2025. Listen, we beat them 5-0 on the 16th of February away from home. In November, we drew with them. Um, I think Tottenham. The only time Tottenham beat us was in 2023, when we were away at Tottenham. But I feel like in general we have a really good record. Like I feel like we do own Tottenham. We do generally do pretty well against Tottenham, so I'm not too concerned in that area. So yeah, I feel like our record is so good against Tottenham, and I mean Tottenham want to win, but I feel like we'll win this one. Chelsea says, I think with Carla, Julian Martinez, and Carlos Jordi Diaz being integrated into the Barcelona squad, it could limit minutes for City and Kike. Barca might end up letting one of them leave. Yeah, I know that's definitely true. I mean, obviously, I think Arsenal need to watch them because I feel like in the summer we have to. I mean, if any team really look at those players, if they're not getting the minutes they deserve, there's going to be clubs that will be interested in them. I would definitely be happy with Kiko. I feel like she would be a great addition. I mean, look at Carl Dente as well. She's been a fantastic signing for Arsenal. You look at her taking that big leap from playing at Barcelona, leaving her club to join Arsenal, and she's just won the Champions League of Arsenal. I feel like sometimes it can be a difficult jump when you leave the club that you've grown up and watched and played in, but I feel like it's the right decision if you get more minutes and I feel like sometimes at Barca it can be hard to play all the time when you got a lot of big stars at Barca. It's very difficult to really play a lot of minutes that you deserve to. Those are quality. Yeah, I think with WSL we've got a lot of technical quality players, but I think to be honest with you, I think if you're outside looking at if from a different league, I feel like the WSL is quite far ahead from other leagues. I mean, I look at this example with Leah Volti. Leah Volti obviously left Arsenal to pursue a different um something else at Juventus, and obviously she went there. And I think from what I've read with Leah Volti, I think that the WSL is quite ahead. Into that league, especially. I think with the WSL, there's a lot more coverage. Obviously on TV, in the media, there's so much coverage. I feel like with other leagues, you don't get that as much. So I feel like if you did go to a different league that isn't, if you go to Barcelona, I think you'll be okay. You'd get a lot of support, but it's a lot difficult. Because obviously, if you make a move in the men's game, it's a bit different. But in the women's game, it's harder to get that support and coverage. So I don't blame Leah Volti in a way for wanting to come back. I'll be interested to see how she does, but not just about her, really, just in general. I suppose it tells you about obviously different leagues, how maybe they're doing. I feel like with like Barcelona, they've always been really good, and the I feel like with certain teams in Barcelona women, like the attendances, they've always been really good. And listen, we actually do pretty good as well with the attendances, so I'm really happy about that. But if you look at like the league with Barcelona, they do actually win it quite a lot, and it would be nice to see another team win it. I feel like it's like WSL actually. Having said that, with the WSL, for many years we see Chelsea win it year after year. So I feel like don't want Man City to win, but it would probably do it good having a different team win it for once. Um, and they do prioritise giving opportunities at Liga, Master talents. Yeah, that is great as well. I would definitely be happy with. I think Barcelona is definitely a great team to buy players off because the quality they have in the team is just amazing. I would like us to buy more Barcelona players because Caldente has been amazing. Obviously with Cadena, I feel like with Cadena, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because I suppose when we bought Cadena, I'm pretty sure we've got her under Jonas. It took a long time to adapt to a different country. I get that actually. It does take your time. But I do feel like sometimes it takes players sometimes a bit longer to adapt to other players. It takes them, not long to adapt. So, but yeah, I think a lot of these clubs need to invest in their team, and hopefully next season with the WSL, be more competitive. But I would love to buy more players in Barcelona because that squad is unreal. I do wonder though, with players like Bombati, Pateas, would they ever leave Barcelona? Would they ever come to WSL? I mean, for example, I don't know if you guys know, but years ago we saw Alex Morgan come to WSL. She played for Tottenham, which was quite a strange one because I've always loved Alex Morgan. I feel like she's just amazing, and to see her play for Tottenham felt really strange. And it was a very, I think it might have been a loan, but it was a very short one. It just didn't really go to plan. But I feel like it is great to see those big names come to the WSL because obviously the WSL has really come such a long way over these past few years, and I think it's been really nice to see the growth of that. So yeah, I'd be interested to see what other clubs do in the summer. But yeah, obviously I have gone a bit of a waffle tangent now. But yeah, to answer your questions as well, obviously, yeah, interesting to see if Barcelona do move on any of their players this summer. Because I think if you're not getting the time you deserve, I feel like you more than I think you have every right to want to explore different venues and different opportunities really in the game. Um, but yeah, for the predictions, like I said, I think there's been quite a few mixed predictions here, but I love that some of you have said 5-0. I said 3-0, I think, so I think we'll win it. For once, AFC says so. Yeah, really excited for the game. Like I said, I will be back as well tomorrow at 5:30 or a little bit before 5:30. For that, for the game, it's kind of weird having a later kickoff because would have done a lot of my videos just being very early, so it's kind of nice to have a later kickoff, to be honest with you, for a change. And obviously, I think having a later kickoff probably is better for getting more attendances, to be honest with you. So I think that's amazing to see. And again, as Riley said before, I think she said 45,000 fans. So I feel like it's definitely been really great to see the support there. We do actually have a lot of support. And yeah, I think it's great to see that as well. And even though you might get more than that, might get less than that, obviously, that's how we tickets are sold out. I think it's about 45 to 47. So that is going to be electric. That is going to be amazing. And obviously, you do want to be playing at these big stadiums for a reason, to be getting that support. So I do hope that we'll continue to see that. But yeah, like I said, I'm back tomorrow. I just want to ask any last questions. I will have to end this in a few minutes as I do have a bit of a cold, so I don't feel like my best, but I did want to do a live one of these to interact with you guys. AFC says, how long have you done YouTube for? Oh, a great question. I've done it for a few years now, actually. I started doing it around just before lockdown, so 2020. I started around then, and I think I did a video like once a week, and then obviously I got into it a bit more. I took a bit of a break for about a year, and then I came back to it. So yeah, I've done it for about probably 5 years, I'd say 4 or 5 years, because I did take a bit of a break. But yeah, it's great. I do enjoy chatting with you guys. I do love doing these videos. So yeah, to answer your question, about 5 years, I'd say 4 to 5, and yeah, obviously now I gradually do a few videos. I do quite a lot more content now than I used to be honest with you. But there's always so much to talk about with the women's game as well, the men's game, England football, the Lionesses. So, there is a lot to talk about. So, I'm always busy, which is nice. I do love doing these videos. But yeah, obviously, a big thank you to anyone that did watch my video today. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Of course, I will be back tomorrow at 5:30. I'll probably be on here about 5:15, just to chat with you guys about the lineup and all of that. Well, thank you for tuning in today. I've really had a great time interacting and chatting with you guys. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And of course, if you are watching this back, I hope you guys have enjoyed this as well. Please do make sure you like this video. And please do make sure you are subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys very soon. Thank you so much for watching.